You can feel it in the quiet moments. The doubt that creeps in when you look at her and wonder what she really responds to. What actually flips the internal switch from polite interest to, I'm drawn to him. It's not always the loudest guy in the room, or the tallest, or the one with the flashiest life. Attraction runs deeper than that. It's a series of signals, often nonverbal, that tell a woman, this man is safe, this man is exciting, this man is going somewhere. Most men waste years optimizing the wrong things. Tonight, I'm going to strip it all down and give you the 7 traits women are truly attracted to. Real, practical, and applicable. And I'll show you exactly how to install them into your behavior so they stop being things you perform and start becoming who you are. If what you hear shifts something inside you, stay with me until the end, because we're just getting started. Start here. Imagine you walk into a room and the noise doesn't hit you, you hit the room. You're not looking around for validation, you're allowing the environment to adjust to you. That feeling you just pictured, that's the foundation. You don't rush your steps. You don't fill silence. Your breath is deep in the belly, not trapped up in your chest. You're not posturing. You're inhabiting yourself. A woman reads that instantly. Her nervous system does a quick scan. Is he regulated or chaotic? Calm is magnetic, because calm means control, and control signals safety. When your baseline is grounded, even your smallest moves feel deliberate. The way you acknowledge the host, the brief scan you do to orient yourself, the half smile that doesn't try to convince anyone but simply recognizes that you're good where you stand. When you approach a woman from that state, your attention is a gift, not a request. She feels chosen, not chased. To build that baseline, train what others ignore: your pace, your breathing, your micro pauses. Speak slightly slower than your impulses want you to. Let your eyes rest on the person in front of you for a breath longer than is comfortable. Then shift with intention. If she asks you a question, leave 2 beats of silence before you answer. It's not a trick, it's how a man behaves when he isn't scrambling for approval. That 2-beat pause communicates that you evaluate before you respond. It implies standards, and standards are the first quiet signal of power. If you do nothing else from this entire conversation, do this. 3 times a day. Inhale through the nose for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6. Hold for 2. You're training your nervous system to be the anchor. Women are acutely sensitive to the man who can be the anchor. The second trait is direction. Not vague dreams, not neon ambition you shout about to impress people, but a lived sense of trajectory. Direction isn't what you say you want. It's the path your choices reveal. When a woman meets you, she's unconsciously asking, if I align with this man, where will my life move? Direction is an energy field. It shows up when your calendar reflects your priorities. It shows up when you're careful with how you spend your nights and who gets your mornings. It shows up when you speak about your work or your mission, not as if you're auditioning for applause, but like a craftsman describing his tools. If you don't have a grand mission yet, pick a domain and decide to become seriously competent there. Competence compounds into purpose. And here's the shift. The moment your life becomes a moving train, you stop trying to pull women onto it. You open the door, you keep moving, and anyone who wants the ride will make the step herself. That's the difference between convincing and inviting. One repels, the other builds gravity. How do you make direction visible without bragging? By linking your actions to your values in small, concrete ways. If you say you're focused on fitness, she should see the gym bag in your trunk and your refusal to drink on weeknights. If you say you're building a business, she should feel why you leave the bar at 11 instead of 2. You don't explain, you live it. On a date, when she asks what you're into, don't dump a resume. Paint a picture. I like waking up before the city is loud. I train, I write for an hour, then I'm in the office by 9. I'm building something that outlasts me, so my mornings are disciplined. That's not flexing, that's imprinting your rhythm. Most men try to use adjectives: driven, ambitious, focused. Use nouns and verbs: what you do, where you go, what you say no to. Direction is felt in your no's more than your yeses. Which brings us to the third trait: boundaries. Boundaries are not aggression, they are clarity. They protect your time, your energy, and your emotional bandwidth. And they're one of the strongest attraction triggers because they tell a woman you have a self that you won't betray to earn affection. You can like her and still decline plans that don't serve you. You can think she's beautiful, and still not tolerate disrespect, flakiness, or games. The mistake weak men make is confusing boundaries with ultimatums. A boundary isn't do this or else, it's here's how I operate. For example, you don't escalate intimacy on nights when you're emotionally drained, not because you're withholding, but because you refuse to attach desire to exhaustion. Or you don't text after midnight, not from scarcity, but because your mornings matter. You don't explain it, you live it. When she tests your availability, because she will, your response isn't defensive, it's neutral. Tonight won't work for me. Let's lock something in Thursday between 7 and 9. After that, I'm off. The tone is everything. Calm, definite, courteous. Boundaries spoken in a calm tone land as leadership, and leadership is attractive. There's a practical way to calibrate this. If you catch yourself writing long paragraphs defending a decision, stop. Replace paragraphs with one clear sentence and a plan. If she cancels last minute, acknowledge once and move on. Got it. Let's try next week. Wednesday's best for me. Then you disengage. You're not punishing her. You're signaling that your time is allocated with intention. You are not a backup plan she can slot in when boredom strikes. Watch what happens. The moment you become a man other people have to plan for, your perceived value increases. She begins to lean forward because something in her recognizes that you won't sacrifice your path for temporary attention. That inspires respect first, and attraction grows in the soil of respect. Trait 4 is social fluency. This isn't about being the loudest storyteller. It's the ability to read the room quickly, to sense the vibe of a group and adjust your intensity without losing your center. It's knowing how to include others, how to tease without belittling, how to share the spotlight and still be unmistakably present. At a table, social fluency looks like a man who positions his chair to face the group, not the wall, asks short, vivid questions that get people talking, and threads connections between what people say. It's signaling to the server with eye contact and a nod at the exact moment they're deciding where to place the next plate. It's noticing small discomforts and fixing them quietly, moving the candle that's smoking into someone's face, switching seats so a shorter person sees the band. Women notice the man who tends to the environment without seeking applause. That man feels trustworthy, and trust intensifies desire. Practice this wherever you go. In conversation, alternate between a statement and a question. Use the format. Observation, short story, question. For example, you ordered the mezcal. That's bold. Last time I tried it was in Oaxaca at a tiny bar with handwritten menus. What pulled you toward mezcal instead of tequila? This structure does 3 things. It shows you're attentive, it offers a piece of your world, and it invites hers. Social fluency is not magic. It's attention leveraged into warmth. And warmth is expensive in a world wired for distraction. If this is hitting something inside you, drop your thoughts below. I read every single one. Trait 5. Playful boldness. Attraction feeds on tension. The good kind. The kind that says, I see you and I'm not intimidated. Playful boldness is how you create that tension without being a jerk. It's a raised eyebrow when she challenges you. It's a confident smirk when she tests you with a tease and you tease right back. It's taking the lead on little things. Grabbing the check without a speech, choosing a table with a view, walking on the street side without making a scene of it. The energy here is, I'm comfortable in motion. A playful man isn't afraid of small risks, trying the dish neither of you can pronounce, starting a conversation with the couple at the next table, asking for the chef's off-menu suggestion. Women associate that energy with vitality. Playful boldness also lives in your words. Keep your compliments specific and rare. If you admire her, don't gush. Drop something like, there's a focus in the way you look at things. Most people scan, you study. Then move on. You don't beg for a reaction. You plant a seed and keep walking. When she throws a test, do you talk like this to every girl? Don't dissolve into explanations. Tilt your head, hold her eyes for a beat and say, no. But I'm not going to pretend I don't notice what I notice. Then redirect into a new thread. That blend of acknowledgement and decisiveness creates polarity. And polarity is the electricity that powers attraction. Another tactical move. Calibrate how close you stand. If she's in your space and mirrors your posture, you've got green lights. If she leans away subtly, take half a step back and give air. Boldness without calibration is arrogance. Boldness with calibration is irresistible. Trait 6 is competence. real. Observable capability. Competence is more arousing than raw status because competence is what you actually bring to a relationship when the shiny parts wear off. It's not just your job, it's how you handle life. The man who can change a tire at midnight in the rain, and the man who can negotiate with a landlord, and the man who can soothe a crying child by staying calm and playful, that's attractive. It's resourcefulness. It's fixing a loose cabinet without announcing it. It's organizing a weekend trip with clean logistics, reservations made, backup plans in your head, routes mapped, still open to spontaneity because the fundamentals are covered. It's a willingness to learn new skills instead of outsourcing every discomfort. You don't have to be an expert at everything. Pick a few domains that are useful and invest time. Basic cooking beyond pasta, car maintenance, first aid, conflict de-escalation, basic finance. Competence is what allows a woman to relax around you. Her body can't soften if yours collapses at the first sign of friction. Show competence humbly. Don't lecture. If she's choosing a wine and wants help, give 2 options with a simple frame. If you want bright and crisp, go with the Albarino. If you want something more floral and round, the Viognier is fun. Then let her decide. That's leadership without ego. In your home, set the environment up in a way that communicates your standards. Clean counters, tools where they belong, a stocked fridge with actual food, not just condiments. Women notice systems. Systems tell her you handle the invisible work. The more capable your world is, the more it says, you'll be taken care of here, not because I'll reduce you, but because I've elevated the space we both inhabit. Trait 7 is erotic presence, not performative sexuality, not forced intensity. Erotic presence is the way you occupy your body and your attention in a way that amplifies heat without needing to ask for it. It's the unhurried quality of your movements, the softness of your voice when you lean in, the quiet certainty in your eyes that says you're comfortable wanting. It's the difference between staring and holding eye contact with openness. Many men move too fast, thinking speed communicates confidence. Slowness is more powerful. It signals you don't fear the moment. It gives her brain time to register the stimulus and her body time to respond. The way you touch the world matters. How you pick up a glass, how you guide a door, how your hand rests on the small of her back for just a second as you navigate through a crowd, then disappears. Presence is also your ability to stay with sensation. If she's animated and talking quickly, you don't match her speed. You absorb it and respond from your depth. That contrast is intoxicating. Cultivate presence by removing friction. Put your phone away, face down and off. When you're with her, be with her. Notice details. The way her jaw tightens when she's annoyed. The spark in her eyes when a topic matters. Name them lightly, like a mirror. You went quiet. What just happened in there? That level of attunement is rare. It's powerful because it says, I see you, not, I need you to be something for me. Presence also lives in your ability to tolerate your own desire without rushing to resolve it. You can feel attraction and not have to do anything with it yet. You can let the tension breathe. A woman's body reads that as mastery. Now, let's stitch these traits into behavior you can deploy tonight. Start with your entrance. Before you walk into the venue, pause at the door. Scan the room. Take 1 deep breath. Spot 3 points of interest, where the light is best, where the energy clusters, where the exit is. That quick scan anchors you. As you move, keep your shoulders back and your jaw relaxed. Greet the first staff member you see with a clear, "Hey, how's your night?" Make eye contact and mean it. That one micro interaction sets your social temperature. When you see her, don't rush. Approach with a half smile like you know you'll be welcome. If you're meeting for the first time, don't open with the generic "How are you?" Go with something observational that shows attention. You picked the corner seat. You like seeing the whole room, don't you? Then let her words lead you deeper. Through the date, thread direction, and boundaries. If she says, "Where should we go next?" don't ping-pong it back. Offer 2 options with different vibes. We can walk 5 minutes to a jazz bar with a quiet back table, or we can hit a rooftop and look at the city. What are you in the mood for? That's leadership plus choice. She relaxes because you remove the friction of indecision. If you need to leave by a certain time, state it early. I'm up at 6, so I'm heading out by 10. You don't threaten it, and you don't break it unless something genuinely exceptional happens. Keeping your own word to yourself is the cleanest way to demonstrate self-respect. When the check comes, decide in advance what your policy is and execute it without fanfare. If you split sometimes and pay other times, cool. Just don't perform a scene. A woman reads the subtext of your money behavior not by the dollar amount, but by the certainty with which you handle it. Your texting should reflect the same traits: grounded, purposeful, and warm. Text to confirm logistics, to drop a specific callback to your conversation, or to share something that adds value to her day. Avoid the reactive spiral of wide and hey and hot-cold games. If she takes longer to reply, don't mirror with pettiness. Keep your pace. You're a busy man with a beautiful life. Use voice notes sparingly. 30 seconds is often more compelling than 3 lines of text because she hears your cadence and control. Pro tip: end a voice note with a question that invites a story, not a yes/no. You mentioned you trained for something that changed how you see mornings. What was it? You're not fishing. You're building a layered thread that makes meeting again feel inevitable. In group settings, demonstrate social fluency by creating micro-experiences. If you're with her friends, become the facilitator for a moment. All right, quick one. Best trip you've taken in the last 2 years, and why? Then you answer last. You're not hijacking, you're lifting the room. When a conflict or awkward moment bubbles up, be the man who gently reframes. Let me steal her for 3 minutes. I want to show her the view from the balcony. You move tension to a new context instead of trying to win it in the old one. That skill gets remembered. Later, one of her friends will say, "He handled that so well." That sentence does more for attraction than 100 compliments. Let's talk about your body language in the moments that matter. Don't fold into yourself when she speaks. Plant your feet. If you cross your legs, cross them in a way that keeps your torso open. When you laugh, don't overdo it. Let it be real and short. When you disagree, do it without escalation. I see it differently, and I want to hear more about how you see it. That line signals a rare mixture of spine and curiosity. In touch, follow a simple progression. Environmental touch, then situational touch, then personal touch. Environmental, leading her through space with the back of your hand brushing her elbow to guide around a chair. Situational, a light high five when she says something funny, and you clasp for half a second longer than normal. Personal, if the vibe is there, a brief hand on her lower back to steer through a crowd, then gone. You're reading, not imposing. You're offering, not grabbing. That's presence. If you sense yourself slipping into approval-seeking, catch it in your body first. Your voice gets higher, your sentences get longer, your eyes dart for reactions. When that happens, slow your words down. Lower your tone by 2 notes, sit back a half inch, and breathe. Ask a question that switches the focus back to her inner world. What did that teach you? Notice the paradox. The less you scramble to prove yourself, the more compelling you become. Because you're communicating that you trust your value. That trust is contagious. She wants to be around a man who doesn't panic when things aren't smooth, who treats friction as normal, who doesn't need the beginning of a connection to already feel like a love story. That's mature masculinity. And mature masculinity stays attractive long after the initial spark. Now about standards, the quiet engine beneath everything. Decide what kind of behavior you welcome. Decide how you handle lateness, disrespect, mixed signals. You don't need to lecture, you demonstrate. If she is habitually late without acknowledgement, address it once with warmth and clarity. I value time. Let's commit to a window we both respect. If it happens again, you adjust your investment. Not to punish, but to protect your life from chaos. If she checks out mid-conversation to scroll endlessly on her phone, you pause, then say with a soft smile, "I'll wait. I want you present." If she gets defensive, you don't chase. You return to your center. Some will rise to meet your standards. Some won't. Your job isn't to salvage every connection. It's to remain the kind of man whose presence improves whatever field he's in. Scarcity born from standards is the sexiest scarcity in the world. A word about honesty. Brutal honesty is often lazy. Bluntness used as an excuse not to be skillful. Refined honesty is different. It's truth delivered with care. If you want to see her again, say so directly. If you're not feeling it, let her go gracefully. If you want a slower pace, ask for it without shame. Clear communication is not too much. It's masculine. It shows you can contain your emotions and name your needs. And when you do it without attachment to her reaction, your words carry weight. Confidence is not what you do to her. It's what you do within yourself in front of her. Consider how you handle desire. Many men either suppress it or unleash it in a flood. There's a third path. Channel it. When you feel that pull toward her, the voice, the eyes, the way she leans in, don't immediately seek relief. Breathe it in. Let it sharpen your attention. Let it make you more present, not more frantic. Desire becomes fuel for better listening, cleaner leadership, smoother humor. That's eroticism. Energy unspooled slowly, not dumped. Women are drawn to men who can hold fire without burning the room down. Here's how you tie it all together on a second or third meeting. Set an arc. You might plan 2 locations that shift energy. A quiet spot to talk, then a place with moderate movement. Gallery, night walk, live music with a corner table. You design the experience like a story. Open with ease, build with shared focus, peak with a small risk, land with warmth. Throughout, you're watching for moments to reflect something true about her that she hasn't named. You're competitive with yourself. It's not about beating others, it's about beating yesterday's version of you. Naming someone accurately is intimate. It's also rare. That's why, when done right, it lingers longer than compliments about surface-level beauty. If she brings heat, maybe she challenges your views, maybe she teases you. Don't deflect or capitulate. Hold. I like that you push. It keeps me honest. Then ask for her logic and respond with yours. Calm, clean, and short. The secret is to avoid debate mode. You're not trying to win a courtroom. You're co-constructing a frame where 2 strong people can stay connected without needing total agreement. That's adult polarity. Few men can do it. If you become one of them, you'll notice the quality of women drawn to you improves, because high-caliber women know how rare it is to meet a man whose ego doesn't fracture under pressure. Appearance matters, yes, but not in the way you've been sold. Style is a language. Speak it simply and intentionally. Clothes should fit your body. Your shoes should be clean. Your scent should be subtle and consistent. Pick a signature if you like and own it. Grooming is not vanity. It's respect for the temple you inhabit. Women track the small consistencies. Nails trimmed, watch maintained, the way your shirt meets your shoulders. None of these make attraction by themselves, but each one removes a reason for her body to say no. You're reducing friction for yes. A strong man is generous with praise and precise with criticism. When you admire something, name it with detail. When you need to address something off, address behavior, not identity. When plans shift late, it messes with my schedule. Let's keep each other posted earlier. You're not accusing, you're aligning, and always reward openness. If she shares something vulnerable, slow down. Acknowledge the trust it took. That creates the relational safety where desire can expand. Desire and safety are not enemies. They're the 2 wings of a connection that flies far. I want you to picture a future encounter differently from now on. She walks in. You stand to greet her. You hold eye contact a second longer than last time. Your voice drops half a step. Good to see you. You don't rush the hug. You pull out her chair without spectacle. You open with an observation that proves you notice her inner world, not just her face. You steer the evening with clear options and a lightweight plan. You listen like a man who is interested, not hungry. You allow silences to sit without panic. You use touch like punctuation, not a paragraph. You say what you want without needing it to happen. You leave on time or a little early with a look that says, "I'd like to continue this. Thursday works." Then you go home and continue building your life. The next day, you send a message that shows you remember something precise, not generic. I can't stop thinking about the story of your grandmother's garden. You have that same patience in the way you describe things. If you know a brother who needs to hear this, someone stuck performing, someone sprinting after attention like it's oxygen, send this to him today. Don't keep it to yourself. The quality of your circle determines how easy it is to live these traits, because we mirror what we're around. When your men are grounded, directional, boundaried, socially fluent, playfully bold, competent, and present, you rise without trying. Build that circle like your life depends on it, because in a way it does. You might be thinking, where do I start if I feel far from this? Start small and stack. This week, master your pace. Slow your speech by 10%. Practice the 2-beat pause before answering. Schedule your next 7 mornings and defend them. Set one boundary cleanly, without drama. Learn one skill you've been avoiding. Upgrade one piece of your environment, your room, your car, your desk, so it reflects order. On your next date, design a simple 2-stop arc and execute it. In conversation, use observation, short story. Question: when you feel desire, breathe and hold it. These are small moves, but they change your field. And your field is what women respond to long before your words finish. This is the truth most men miss. Attraction is an ecosystem, not a trick. Each trait feeds the others. Your calm makes your direction believable. Your direction makes your boundaries natural. Your boundaries free your playfulness from need. Your playfulness becomes safer because you're competent. Your competence becomes sexier because you're present, and your presence amplifies your calm. You're not learning lines. You're becoming a man whose presence writes them. When a woman encounters that ecosystem, she doesn't always consciously know why she's drawn in. She just feels her body lean forward. Her mind labels you afterwards: confident, mature, different. But her body decides first. Your job is to become the kind of man that her body trusts and her mind respects. That's rare. Rarity is attractive. Not because it's scarce, but because it's valuable. If what you've heard so far is shifting how you see yourself, stay with me through your next 7 days and actually implement. Comment what you're committing to and what you want me to break down next. I read every single one. Subscribe if you want the kind of guidance that cuts through noise and gives you the tools to build gravity. Share this with the man you want standing next to you when life gets loud, because the world needs fewer men performing confidence and more men living it deeply. And when you live it deeply, you won't have to chase attraction. You'll become the place where it happens.